Filecoin's utility token called FIL is a sleeping giant, in my opinion. And why is that? It's because ever since I started talking about Filecoin, its utility token called FIL has since done nearly a 3x in terms of price increase. And while that's pretty decent, I do believe that the best days are still ahead, because I think that FIL could hypothetically at least go to the price of $120 during this bull run. And now, of course, that's not financial advice, but here's the thing. A lot of people out there, they seem to think that $120 is insane. And the reason why, in my opinion, is because they don't understand the fundamentals of Filecoin. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining the fundamentals first about Filecoin, because it's to inform all these critics or should I say ding-dongs that think that Filecoin is useless and caca. As a matter of fact, Filecoin is a peer-to-peer network that stores files. And it was built on top of the same software as the IPFS protocol, which, by the way, is a peer-to-peer distributed storage network. However, I think that it should be noted how the key difference here is that unlike the IPFS protocol, Filecoin actually has an incentive layer on top. So it's different in that sense. And this right here is done to incentivize contents to be reliably stored and accessed. And here's the thing. Filecoin enables several use cases such as Web3 native NFT and metaverse/game asset storage, and even to incentivizing permanent storage as well, to archiving Web2 datasets as a cheaper alternative to cloud storage. So man, when it comes to Filecoin, its use case is fantastic, and also on top of that, its fundamentals are A+. And now everything that I just mentioned before is basically just a very fancy way of saying how Filecoin is focused on decentralizing data storage. And here's the thing. It's looking to revolutionize the data storage market again, right, through decentralization. A lot of data storage solutions nowadays, they're centralized. Many of them are not decentralized, but in my opinion, this is actually not a good thing. Because when you think about it, centralized data storage solutions is usually controlled by a single entity. I mean, who wants that? And also on top of that, it usually has a single point of failure as well. But again, through decentralization, these issues, they're quite essentially gone. And Filecoin, in my opinion, is entering at the right time, because as of right now, not many of its competitors are really that good. For instance, we take a look at projects that are focused on decentralizing data storage. We take a look at Jasmy. We take a look at storage. It's spelled Storage, but it's pronounced storage. There's also Filecoin and Arweave and many others, right? But here's the thing. Other than that, it really does fall off into a cliff, much like Snoop Dogg's hairline, just boop, just no more really good competitors after that. But I think this is actually a bonus or a good thing for Filecoin, because think about this, right? I think it's somewhat emulating Amazon. Now, before, some people, they pull out their G-strings or leave the captain bratwurst extenders and say, wow, you think it's emulating Amazon? Yeah, again, because Amazon, it entered in the 90s. Think about this, right? If Jeff Bezos wanted to launch Amazon today, let's say in 2024, would it do that good? I think not. It had a lot of benefits launching back in the 90s. If we take a look back in history, right, enterprises that were usually very successful are typically ones that launched very early. They were usually very early to the market. You take a look at Apple, for instance, and many others, right? Not only just Amazon. But here's the thing. Filecoin is entering very early because, again, right, not many of its competitors are that good. So once large-scale institutional adoption happens for decentralized data storage solutions, who's going to be there that's waiting for that wave to happen? Who's going to go along with the ride? It's the ones that are good right now that enter early, much like Filecoin. So when the wave finally does come, it's going to go along with the ride. Much better, in my opinion, anticipating a wave as opposed to chasing it. Always chasing a trend, that's never a good thing, in my opinion. Much better anticipating again, right? And Filecoin, again, they're putting themselves in a prime position for success. And also, it's focused on the right market, because the data storage market by 2030, according to Fortune Business Insights, is predicted to be worth nearly $800 billion. That's bigger than a lot of countries' GDP. So, just let that sink in, right? The data storage market, it has a lot of potential. And here's the thing. FIL being at the price of $120, it may sound crazy to some people, but at that point, considering its current circulating supply, its market cap would only be around $62.3 billion, which, by the way, is around $26 billion less than Dogecoin's all-time high market cap. So this isn't unrealistic. Dogecoin, it does have more fans, more hype. It has a lot of holders. But again, right, you can't really compare some doo-doo caca meme coin to a project that's focused on decentralizing data storage. You can't really do that. That's like comparing Baker Mayfield to Patrick Mahomes. Baker Mayfield, he sucks. What was John Dorsey, right, doing in the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, drafting him first overall? That was a disaster. Patrick Mahomes, right pick. So if Dogecoin can go to a market cap of around $88 billion, why can't Filecoin's utility token called FIL at least go to a $62.3 billion market cap? You know, why can't it do that? I think that during this bull run, FIL is ready to shock the world because as of right now, there's around 575 million crypto owners according to Crypto.com research, which, by the way, is nearly double of what we saw back in that 2021 bull run. And yet still, even despite that, the 2021 bull run was that insane. So now with this many new crypto owners, all the FOMO, buying pressure, buying volume, you know, the altcoin season, I think what we saw back in 2021 is going to be very well amplified in such a fantastic way. I think that this bull run is really going to surprise a lot of people. It's just the beginning. It's just a small taste. But man, once it finally kicks into fifth gear, once Bitcoin breaches $100,000 in price, you know, once all of those people start, you know, looking at other projects, right? We take a look at a lot of altcoins, for example, like FIL. Man, FIL is just going to go along with the ride, in my opinion. I think it's a sleeping giant, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if it did go to the price of $120 during the next bull run, especially, again, when I consider just how amazing it is. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.